Well, happy Thanksgiving. I've got some great finds, some good tips, and even a bit of fun history too. It's time for Finding America. Well, welcome back to Finding America. I have to say, this week's hunt, not only was it a really memorable one, but it was also a great example of why you should have different size coils for your machine at your disposal. And not only should you have different size coils, but you need to make sure you bring them along every time you go out and detect. And this hunt really drove this point home. And because I had my coils with me, I was able to adapt to each site that I went to detect. And I'll tell you one thing, if I hadn't had those coils with me, I would have never found the amazing item that I found towards the end of the day. Now, my first stop that morning was a quick one. I just wanted to hit a new permission that I just gotten just to see what it was like on my way out of town. And I tell you what, it's an empty lot, it was full of garbage, lots of iron, and that 6-inch coil came in very handy. Well, I'll tell you what, I think I got something pretty cool here. You have to excuse the noise. There's a chainsaw going in the background there. But I got a 30 on the Equinox, and I dug down and check out what's sitting in my dirt. I haven't even taken a look at it yet. But look at that. I thought it was just going to be some junk, but it may be a token. Oh boy, yeah, it's got a phone. See that phone? Let me get this cleaned up. This is pretty awesome. This may have been the type that had a penny in the center. But either way, let me get this cleaned up and see what I've got here. Very cool piece. Well, check it out. It says, "Keep me and you will have good luck." And I'm sure there was a penny in the center here. I checked the hole. It's not there anymore. Someone probably cashed it in. But what's really cool is on the back. Diamond Cab Company, and that gives a phone number. And it looks like it's a 3 or 4 digit phone number. A little corroded right there, but how cool is that? An old cab company. So I'm kind of guessing this is 30s, 40s, right in that era. Very cool piece, very large piece, about the size of a $50. So that makes my day. I really like that. Next signal at this new permission was ringing up at 24. And I dug down and kind of surprised. Got an old Tennessee dog tag, and I can see the 19. The other part of the date's going to be over here. It's kind of like a horseshoe shape. It's probably going to be 40s or 50s. I'll have to get it home and clean it up. But that's a great find. So a couple of interesting finds right off the bat. I don't have long to hunt here right now, but I'm going to hunt a little while longer, and we're definitely coming back. Well, I was just swinging along and I got this massive high tone, and I dug down and check it out. But you see it in the hole. That is the citron. That is awesome. Look at that. I'll be dang. I believe that's a 2CV. That was a wild looking car. Look at that thing. That is awesome. Wow, what a killer old car. I'll tell you what, it's got all the wheels, and the paint's in good shape. The lighting here is not the best, but that is cool as all get out. Well, that's why they always say, check your holes before you move on. I checked my hole and I was getting a pretty decent target, and I finally got it out. It was underneath the Renault toy car. But check out this overall button. Now the reason I love this one, see, it's heart-shaped, and it has a streetcar on it. And that's going to be Carhartt overalls. But I'll tell you what, I've never found a heart-shaped one, and I'm so glad I finally found one. It's got a little bit of corrosion. I'll clean it up and see if I can't get it looking better. But what a cool hole. A Carhartt button and a Renault 2CV. Who'd have thunk? Well, I'll tell you, that permission looks really promising, and I will definitely be heading back there later this week. But I really had another permission out of town that I really wanted to get to. I found this huge field, and I noticed the remains of an old walkway that once led up to where an old Victorian home once stood. Well, that's a really cool piece. I was ringing up a 10. I thought, yeah, let me go and dig this. And it's heavy like lead, but it's probably some type of pot metal. But really cool little ornamental piece of metal there. Wish I had the whole piece, but just thought I'd share that with you. It's pretty interesting. Well, I know it's only garbage, but that does take you back a few years. I can't remember the last time I found a new grape bottle cap. That's kind of cool. Well, the area I was in wasn't producing so much, so I decided to move over to a different area of this field, and I was just dragging my coil, and I got a nice high tone. I was ringing in at 28-29, and I wanted to show you what this was. This is pretty cool. Check that out. Little toy gun. Boy, it's in good condition, I'll tell you that. Very cool. And yeah, let me see if I can clean it off and see if it's got the maker on it. I think I see something, but I'll be right back. Pretty cool little find. It says Z Toys right here, Z-E-E, and then Toys. And up here, I can make out Police 45. That is pretty cool. And there's the logo. Neat little find. So I'll definitely take that. Well, next signal was giving me a nice 26. And about 5 inches down. Looks like I got an old penny. Ah, got a weedy. That'll work. Let's see. It looks like it's going to be a 1951. Not bad. That's about 5 inches down. So I'll definitely take that. And I'm hunting. This is actually the front sidewalk to where this old Victorian once stood. And of course there is nothing here now. And I've already gotten a memorial and a weedy. So hopefully we might find a few more things hidden here. Oh boy, I'll tell you what, I'm still working the sidewalk. Here's that sidewalk up there. And I found that weedy up here. And I started doing row by row. Got a really nice 21-22 signal about, I'm going to say 6 inches down. And check it out. I haven't even pulled it out. It's still attached to the clump of dirt. But I have an Indian head. Check it out. Oh, very excited. Love digging these. So I'm going to pop this off the dirt clod. You can see where it was. Wow, look at that. That is so awesome. I'll tell you what, let me get a toothpick and I'm going to see what date I have. But boy, that makes my day. I just love digging Indian head pennies. Well, there she is. 1904. And nice green Indian head. And I'll show you the other side. Check that out. Isn't that awesome? I just gave it a quick toothpick to give you a good look at it. And I'll clean it up a bit more when I get home. But I am stoked about finding that. That was real nice. Right there, about 6 inches. Very, very cool. Well, I am just going row by row, kind of gridding out this front yard where this Victorian used to be. And I did switch over to the 11-inch coil. The signals weren't super tight here. So there's no real need to use the small coil here. And I was hoping to get a little more depth. So I was going along and I got another 21-22. And check it out. Can you see that right in my sidewall? I haven't even pulled it out. I just saw the edge. And I'm thinking, I'm hoping that it's going to be another Indian, which would be just amazing. I'll be darned. I think it is. It's crazy. 2 Indians. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, it's a weedy. But that's alright, I'll take that. Let me go ahead and get it toothpicked, and we'll see what year it is. You can tell it's nice and green. Hopefully a nice early one. Well, it is an early one. Very happy with that. It's a 1918. So that is pretty cool. Got a 1904 Indian and a 1918 weedy, and I think the other weedy was a 51. So 3 old coins, a couple rows in this yard, and well, what used to be a yard, now it's just an empty field. I'll tell you what, I'm liking this little yard. I just moved over to the other side of the sidewalk, and I was Going row by row, and I got a 1920 signal. And check it out. I got my second Indian from this front yard. That is so awesome. I took a peek at it. So I was an Indian and grabbed the camera. Oh yeah, this one's gonna clean up pretty nice. Let's see. Appears to be 1901. How about that? So 1904 now in 1901. Well, I'll get it cleaned up later, and but you don't have to wait that long. I'll show you a picture of it right now. Well, next signal was 15, and it was pretty deep. I went down about 7 inches for it, and I finally got it popped out. And check it out. I think I have an old brass ring. Let me get the dirt out of here. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's a pretty cool find. I'll definitely take that. There's some interesting things coming out of this little former yard. Well, man, I'll tell you what. I'm just going row by row, gridding this out, and I got another 19, and I wiped it, and I'm pretty sure I have another Indian. I cannot believe it. 3 Indians. Yep, I sure do. 3 Indians out of this place so far. Oh, that's awesome. It's just incredible. Alright, I'm gonna get a toothpick on it and see how old this one is. But oh man, that is so amazing. Well, there she is. I broke into the 1800s. How about that? 1890. Gosh, 3 Indians in this small yard. Wow. I'll tell you what, I'm not passing up a single 19 signal out here. Just digging it all. Finding quite a bit of garbage, but every once in a while, I pop up something nice like this. Well, this signal was ringing in at a 28 on the Equinox, and it's some type of half to a little 10. Let's see if you can make it out. I can't make it all out myself, and I've been looking at it here, but it says large jars, 25 cents, and the bottom says greaseless. And I can't make out what's on top yet. I'll have to clean it up when I get home. Definitely has some age to it, and I'll see if I can figure this one out, but I always like these finds. Some sort of strange new product from the past. Well, this signal was ringing 2324. I dug down and I got this. It's some type of knob. It's threaded right here. It's pretty cool. Let me bring this in so you can see it. Yeah, it says H. Diston and Sons, and down here it says Philadelphia. I have no idea what that is. Little crest in the center. That's going to be interesting to see if I can get any information on these guys, and I'll look forward to doing that. But very cool find. Now, a lot of you know I can't resist putting some interesting history into my videos, and what better time when you have some interesting history about one of our most beloved holidays. Well, I know we're all familiar with the Thanksgiving Day tradition of having the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade with their huge and spectacular balloons. But actually, it didn't start off that way. Back in 1924, when the first parade was held, they didn't have balloons, they didn't use balloons. They actually used live animals from the New York Central Park Zoo. It actually wasn't until 1927 that the first balloons finally made their appearance in that famous parade. Now, we always have many things to be thankful for on Thanksgiving, but there's one thing that we should be thankful for because of Thanksgiving. And if it wasn't for Thanksgiving, it wouldn't even exist. And that is the TV dinner. You see, back in 1953, an employee at Swanson who was in charge of ordering that year's shipment of turkey made a huge mistake. He accidentally ordered 260 tons of turkey. Well, that put the company in a pickle. But a salesman at Swanson had a brilliant idea, and it was inspired by how food was served on the airlines. He decided, why not get 5,000 aluminum trays, fill them up with a frozen Thanksgiving dinner, and charge 98 cents a piece for them. Well, needless to say, they turned out to be an instant success. And finally, Thanksgiving and the day after are famously known to be the busiest day of the year for retailers all across the country. But thanks to all the food that we gobble down and gorge upon, it's also the busiest day of the year for the plumber. Well, this last spot I decided to go to, it's a vacant house that dates back to 1900, and it has a super tiny yard. But I tell you what, we found some really good things in that yard before. And Chris and I have pounded that little yard to death with all kinds of different detectors and coils. As a matter of fact, the last time I was there, I was using my E-Track and I couldn't even get a good signal, and I just left. Now, I only had about 45 minutes left of daylight, but I really wanted to get over there and try the Equinox there while I was still in town. And when I got there, I had the 11-inch coil on, and one thing about this place, the EMI is so bad that I had to lower the sensitivity down to 18. So I started doing 3 rows in the yard, and after not getting any good signals, I sat there and I was trying to think of what to do. And then I remembered I had the 15-inch coil in the car. So I went on, hurried up, I only had about 20 minutes left, slapped that coil on, started hunting, and I started getting signals. And let me tell you, the third signal rang up a 19 on my Equinox. Well, let me just say, if I hadn't had that 15-inch coil, I never would have found this. And I wanted to see what happens when I put the 15-inch coil and see if I got anything. And I actually got a couple signals, which is, I told myself if I got a signal, I'll be happy. But check out what I just found. It is unbelievable. It really is. I got this coin. It was on edge. Not super deep, but one thing these big coils are good for is hitting targets on edge. And boy, did it ever. And I'm gonna let you see this. You see that? That is a copper coin, and I know what this is because I used to dig these in Europe. This is a Napoleon III French coin, and it's going to be mid-1800s. Oh wow, it's just unbelievable. It's really worn. You see that right there? That's an eagle. And I'm hoping I get a date on it. But what a, oh my gosh, what a recovery. That big coil's killer. I really do like it. Well, you ready for this? 1854. Napoleon Bonaparte III. Holy cow. Oh my God. I looked at it and I thought, oh my gosh, I hope it's a token. Well, no. It's a French, I think it's 20 centimes. But I'm going to get it cleaned off. It's actually going to be in pretty good shape. Oh, that is just unreal. Oh, am I so glad I bolted that 12 by 15 inch coil on before I left town. Well, that was an amazing find. I definitely did not see that one coming. And if you'd like to see some more incredible finds, be sure to check out the new posting in the Communities tab section of my main channel page. And as always, I have some amazing historical photos from our country's great past coming up in just a few seconds, and I hope you'll stick around for those. And remember, it's history that makes I Find a Treasure, and I cannot wait to see you back here next week on Finding America.